Today on eNEWS, why Lethbridge College was evacuated this week, how a yellow bench will help staff and students create conversation, and fans of the Kodiaks take up an important cause. Hello and welcome to eNEWS. I'm Kelsey O'Donnell.
And I'm Heather Grande. Here's today's top story. Life is back to normal at Lethbridge College following a scary situation this week. The entire campus had to be evacuated on Tuesday. Shortly before noon, the Lethbridge police responded to a report that the college had received a bomb threat. The campus and residents were cleared as a precautionary measure. Police say there's no evidence the threat was credible. Police believe the email may have originated from overseas.
We worked with Lethbridge Police Service. They were great. They came and investigated, and they started working with partner agencies to find out some more information about this bomb threat. They then reported to us that they believe that it's a hoax and that there was no imminent threat whatsoever to Lethbridge College.
Police have communicated with law enforcement agencies in other communities where there have been similar incidents as a part of their investigation.
A bright yellow bench has found a permanent home at Lethbridge College. The bench was unveiled earlier this week as a part of the college's Thrive initiative, focusing on student health and wellness. Riley Kubik has the story.
One hello can start a conversation, if you allow it to, that can save a person's life.
A new, bright yellow bench now sits in the hallways of the Lethbridge College Andrews building. The college hopes it will be a place for people to sit and speak openly about mental health issues. Lethbridge College is joining a growing number of post-secondary institutions that have installed a Lucas Fiorella Friendship Bench. Named in honor of an Ontario University student who died by suicide after suffering with depression, the purpose of the bench is to act as a place to begin conversation.
What we hope to do with this campaign is encourage more people to make it okay to not be okay. And that will get more students asking for the help that is here available.
Students who need support are encouraged to sit on the bench, and others in the area can take the hint to initiate a conversation with the person. Campuses that have the program running report an average of 18% increase in the number of students seeking help for some form of depression. Through this initiative, Lethbridge College is hoping to prevent any future situations, as their students' mental health is important.
They can pull those coping mechanisms out of their toolbox, right? And perhaps a lot of times we see where students typically they're thinking about suicide might be their first coping mechanism that they pull to, and because they've built others, that they've finally felt like they've built a toolbox so that they don't have to immediately go to suicide.
The Friendship Bench organization has 64 benches in educational institutions across the country, with a goal of reaching 80 by the end of the academic year. For eNEWS, I'm Riley Kubik.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death between people ages 15 to 24 across the globe. The bench is located in the Andrews building.
Last Friday night, Kodiaks Basketball action was about much more than wins and losses on the court. Players, coaches, and fans had a much greater cause in mind. Joshua Shooning had the opportunity to check out the RBC Make Noise for Mental Health Night.
The Lethbridge College Kodiaks men and women's basketball teams hosted RBC Make Noise for Mental Health Night at the Val Mattiotti Gymnasium. RBC sponsored the night's festivities and provided a generous donation in support of mental health programs at the college. The college says the Kodiaks Make Noise for Mental Health Night is a spin-off from the Bell Let's Talk initiative.
SATE started it, working with the initiative of Bell Talk, but kind of putting our own twist on it. And so they started about 4 years ago. And so the ACAC has undertaken it as an entire conference initiative.
Coughlin adds that the Kodiaks plan on doing more events like these in the future, as it's important for students and athletes combined.
This is something that's so important for student athletes right now, and honestly everybody. It's the whole idea to beat the stigma. It's tough for everybody and anybody.
Coughlin had help in putting the event together. Game day team leader Caleb Lacure says it meant a lot of hours being put into the project, perfecting it for game day.
So preparing tons of scripts that are regarding mental health initiatives. We've partnered with a lot of businesses in Lethbridge.
While the Kodiak women dropped their match to the Queens, the Kodiak men rallied from a deficit to post an impressive win, making the night even sweeter. For eNEWS, I'm Joshua Schooning.
The men's and women's volleyball teams also held a Make Noise for Mental Health Night Thursday and Friday.
Prospective students, parents, and friends have the opportunity to find out what Lethbridge College has to offer next weekend. Different programs from around the college will be on display at an open house next Saturday. College Recruitment encourages anyone who may want to apply to the college at some point in the future to attend.
It's really important for those who are coming to open house to pre-register. Those who pre-register will be entered into a draw to win a $1,500 scholarship.
Welby says there will be 2 information sessions throughout the day, one on financial planning and the other on career and education development. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at important Lethbridge College research on sustainable food production, and we'll take you inside an upcoming video game creation competition. Stay with us.
Welcome back to this edition of Campus Horizons. I'm joined here by the program chair for the School of Culinary Arts, Doug Overes. Doug, explain what the Culinary Arts and the baking program truly is.
The baking program is a 3-year apprenticeship. Currently we're in 2-year pilot. Next year we'll have our 3rd year. Students come 1 day a week. They work full-time in the bakeries. The food side, on the other hand, the culinary side, is a full-time diploma program, which is 1.5 year full-time, 5 days a week. And then we also have a 3-year apprenticeship for cooks. Same delivery 1 day a week where they work full-time in the restaurant.
Perfect. So you did touch on the fact that it is the 2nd year for this baking program. Have you experienced any challenges or any problems with the 2 years so far?
No, little glitches in the curriculum. Obviously, that takes some molding at the end of the school year. That's nothing. Our brand new facility that we sit in now has been great. Getting used to new equipment, probably the biggest concern that we all have. But other than that, no, it's been actually quite seamless.
Perfect. And you did touch on it. There is a 3rd year pending for this program. What exactly is that 3rd year going to provide for students?
Well, that is their journeyman year. So once the government gives us the go-ahead, which they will, it's just a formality at this point. Yeah, they go into their 3rd year. At the end of the term, they write their journeyman, and then 2 days later, they write their red seal, and they're certified bakers across the country. So it's going to be exciting.
Perfect. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Campus Horizons. Thanks for watching.
When I first heard about Windy City Canine Rescue, I was a little hesitant to rescue a dog with them. I hadn't heard much about the organization, and since they didn't have a location, I was really worried about finding time to actually meet the pet. But they were super helpful throughout the entire process, even though they work on a volunteer basis. And that's when I actually met JC here, and for the better part of a year, JC and I have been inseparable.
Call Windy City Canine Rescue or search them on Facebook to rescue a dog today.
The Lethbridge Food Bank supports those in need. You can too. By donating food, you're helping the Lethbridge Food Bank achieve its goals. The Lethbridge Food Bank depends on the donations to help change and support the cause of those in need. Cash donations are also accepted through their website at lethbridgefoodbank.ca. Donating cash makes it possible to maintain the quality of the Lethbridge Food Bank's food supply. Donate today because everyone deserves to be fed.
So the Amethyst Project is a 24/7 project that supports women, men, children who has experienced sexual violence.
The goal of the Amethyst Project is to help people begin to heal by offering education, advocacy, trauma-informed support, and non-judgmental information about options available for anyone who has experienced sexual violence, whether recently or in the past. Contact the YWCA today.
Hello everybody, Christopher Straka here with your 5-day weather forecast provided by Environment Canada. It's going to be a relatively mild week, a little cold on Monday and Tuesday coming out of the weekend. Winds picking up a little bit on Wednesday, though not too much. Warming up Thursday and a little bit on Friday heading into the next weekend. Possibility of snow throughout the week, but nowhere near the snowstorm we had at the beginning of the decade. That is all for your 5-day weather forecast. I've been Christopher Straka, and back to news.
Thanks, Chris. Lethbridge College researchers are looking to make their mark on sustainable food production industry. The college's aquaponics and aquaculture departments have been researching the roles that fish can play in the growth of healthy plants. Justin Parkin had the opportunity to head down and learn more about the research being done.
For the past 5 years, the Lethbridge College Aquaponics program have been making a splash in the world of applied research. It's studying ways of increasing plant growth using nothing but forest waste and fish nutrients. Senior research scientist Nick Savidov says the consistent population growth on Earth is resulting in a lack of resources. He believes it is important to discover a way to find new, low-resource food production systems.
So developing a system which will allow us to produce food using less resources and producing less waste is very critical for survival on this planet.
The key component of Savidov's research is known as biochar, a charcoal-like substance that's made by burning forest waste in a controlled process known as pyrolysis. Along with the use of biochar, Savidov and his team have also been testing the growth of plants when given a solution made from fish solid waste. FSW is put through a highly researched treatment process that uses pure oxygen and movement to remove all bad bacteria and ammonia from the waste to create a nitrogen-based growth solution. Researcher John Dirksen says the research allows him to show his students the newest advancements in aquaculture.
Our research projects offer opportunities for me to bring my students here and show them current, ongoing, new knowledge kind of thing and where the industry is going.
The aquaponics team is in its 5th and final year of research and say they would like to continue their work on a larger scale. The team is set to start mass production in the academic year of 2020 when the college receives a new 10,000 square foot greenhouse. Justin Parkin, eNEWS.
A Lethbridge College researcher has been honored by a U.S. post-secondary school. He earned first place honor in 2 categories and placed in the top 10 overall in another. Manjeet Kaur reports.
Along with a group of virtual strangers from 49 countries, Lethbridge College Applied Research Chair in Virtual and Augmented Reality recently becomes an inspiration for college students and staff.
So it was at the MIT Reality Hack in Boston at MIT, and it was an opportunity to have about 80 teams from around the world. I think there was 49 countries participate in creating something either in virtual or augmented reality. And the award that we got recognized as best in health and wellness and best in education and learning. And then we also got the top 5 in the VR apps.
McCready says the first part of the VR app allows users to write letters in the air, which helps to develop motor skills. And second part is speech recognition, which allows users to sound words they have written. Alison Syker says McCready has set up an example for all instructors in the VR certificate program. She says he lives and breathes in VR and moving the program forward.
Mike is a great guy. I would say he's really kind of the visionary of the program. We all work together really closely, but Mike's kind of driving the future of the program, especially here at the Lethbridge College.
Well, it kind of gives an example of what is possible for our students. And actually, when I came back last week or this past week, I shared with my students the experience that I had and how wonderful it was and inspired them.
This is a great accomplishment for Lethbridge College. It helps to build inspiration for Lethbridge College students and staff. Manjeet Kaur, eNEWS.
McCready says he would like to use the new app as a prototype and develop it into a functioning application that can be used to help children with dyslexia.
Gamers and developers from Lethbridge College are collaborating with others during the world's largest video game creation event. I had the opportunity to learn about why people are excited. It's a gamer's dream. For the last 12 years, Global Game Jam has been an event contested around the world. But for the third consecutive year, Lethbridge College has had the privilege of hosting a local event. The 3-day competition taking place this weekend is designed for video game enthusiasts to come together to be creative, share experiences, and express themselves through video games. The event gives creators 48 hours to create a playable game based off of a pitch given to the participants. For second-year multimedia student Miranda Hubbard, this is her first time participating. She's excited to experience the intense rush of creating her very own video game while meeting and working with other developers.
Being able to see how the game is built from the ground up in just a small amount of time is going to be like, take this experience, times it by 10, this is what's going to happen in the industry. So that is going to be a very valuable learning experience.
Every year, roughly 90% of Lethbridge Global Game Jam participants are students from Lethbridge College, being from the Multimedia Production Program and the new Virtual and Augmented Reality Certificate Program. Local Game Jam organizer and college instructor Allison Secor says this is a great opportunity for students to network.
It's a huge confidence booster, right? So to be able to do something like that in such a short amount of time is really quite incredible. And it's a good way of having the students realize that they can actually do this.
Jammers will have access to the site from 4 p.m. on Friday to 7 p.m. on Sunday. However, the site will be closing from 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. to encourage participants to get some rest. Kelsey O'Donnell, eNEWS. The event is free to participate in, but registration will be capped at 25, and participants must be 18 years or older. The college expects 15 to 20 participants.
Southern Alberta could soon become a major renewable energy hub. That's according to the professor at the University of Lethbridge. In the coming decades, the region could be generating and exporting wind, solar, and geothermal energy. Kevin Forsyth has the story.
Southern Alberta's much maligned wind may turn out to have quite the upside, renewable energy, and lots of it. Within just 15 to 40 years, the majority of the region's power grid could be run on renewables, according to a local expert. Dr. Jim Byrne is a professor of environmental sciences at the U of L. He believes Southern Alberta could also be a big exporter of renewables in the future.
By say, 2040, we will have terawatts of wind and solar, and that's a lot of, that's a lot of electricity. All of Alberta needs about 10 terawatts of electricity. We're going to be generating a lot of that, and we're going to be selling a lot of electricity to other places.
Despite recent progress, wind and solar energy still have a long way to go to replace fossil fuels when it comes to electricity generation in this province. Fossil fuels account for 89% of the energy produced in Alberta. Hydroelectricity and wind came in a distant second at about 8% combined, and solar currently accounts for about 0.1%. The U of L is working with 3B Energy to conduct studies on farms, residences, and businesses. The goal is to obtain data which will help demonstrate to people in the county how renewables can save them money.
Solar up to 10 years ago was way more expensive. And over the last 10 years, the price has dropped dramatically every year to the point where now we're about 60%, maybe even almost 70% less expensive than it used to be.
Residents seem mostly favorable towards new solar projects. A recent study by the county found that over 2/3 of residents believe that new solar farms will add to the region's economic diversity. Kevin Forsyth, eNEWS.
To read the full results of the Lethbridge County Solar Facilities Survey, go to the county's website. Still ahead, Joshua Shooning has sports, including how a Kodiak athlete overcame injury to return to the court. And we'll show you an event aimed at getting women in the rink. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Lethbridge Therapeutic Riding Association offers an alternative form of therapy using horses to help individuals with special needs, all designed to help achieve mental and physical health. Our horses and riders are matched up to create the perfect partnership for each individual's specific needs. With the help from our equine partners, students can achieve behavioral, social, and communication goals. Thanks to the Lethbridge Therapeutic Riding Association, riders experience a sense of mobility and independence they don't otherwise feel in their everyday life.
Mission Thrift Store is a Christian-based nonprofit organization that helps spread the word of God in local communities, as well as in over 40 countries worldwide, all of which are supported by your generous donations. All donations are converted into cash and invested in leadership and literacy programs in over 40 countries. Donation hours are Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. For more information, visit Lethbridge Mission Thrift Store or visit their website at missionthriftstore.com.
The Lethbridge and District Humane Society is a sanctuary for pets in need of a forever home. As a no-kill organization, they provide shelter for animals in need. But they need donations and volunteers from the community to help ensure they provide the best quality care. To find out how you can help, contact or visit the Lethbridge and District Humane Society today.
Friendship is the key to living a happy life. The LSCO Community Center provides a place for individuals 35 and up to get out, socialize, and live an active, healthy life.
So LSCO is a great place to come. We have lots of fun here. You meet lots of people.
With already 2,500 members and growing, the LSCO wants to make a difference in your life.
Hi there, I'm Cassidy Langridge, and this is Hashtag. First up is Hashtag Kobe Farewell, which is the result, as most of you already know, the death of Kobe Bryant on January 28th due to a helicopter crash, which took the lives of Kobe, his daughter, and 7 others. Next hashtag is Hashtag Coronavirus. This virus can be transmitted from person to person and started in Wuhan, China, and now has 3 cases so far reported in Canada. This week, we heard from the Grammy Awards where we saw some unusual attire. A big winner of the awards was Billie Eilish, who took away 5 awards. This week, we also have trending hashtag Bell Let's Talk, which talks about mental health and the stigma of talking about mental health. Last on our list is Pokemon Home, a cloud service for the Nintendo Switch and mobile devices. It was announced to come out in February, so get ready to catch them all. That's it for Hashtag this week. See you next time.
Thanks, Cassidy. A third-year Lethbridge College athlete is making his debut back on the basketball court after spending last season out with an injury. Tyler Hay is standing by with more. Tyler?
Yeah, Josh. Trey Bonney was out all last season with an injury. He's excited to be back on the court with his teammates this year. I went and chatted with him about his recovery. After spending all of last year on the bench, Trey Bonney is back on the court. The third-year Lethbridge College student spent the last basketball season recovering from a dislocated kneecap and partially torn ACL. The Kodiaks player says it has been a challenge getting back into the game.
Physically, obviously, there's a lot of rehab involved and a lot of re-strengthening those muscles that you haven't used in a while. And then mentally, you kind of just have to get a feel for the game again. Have to get your confidence back.
Michael Clemens played basketball with Bonney since his rookie year. This year, Clemens became assistant coach for the men's basketball team. After watching Bonney through the process of recovery, he says he is proud of the resilience he displayed.
He went from a rookie on a team of 15 guys, not playing at all, not dressing, to being out all year, to now he's playing with his brother on the undefeated team, #1 team in the country. It says a lot about his character.
Clemens says his first year coaching has been easy because the team is competitive and works well together. He is happy to have Bonney back and says the player has a lot to offer the team.
He's one of the smartest basketball players on the team, but I think his most important attribute is shooting. He's one of the best shooters in the league, in the country. I think he's shooting plus 40% from threes.
Though it has been a challenge coming back, Bonney says he is excited about it.
It feels so good to be back, especially with this team. This is a special team. It's probably once in a lifetime opportunity to have a team like this.
The Kodiaks are still undefeated. They extended their streak last weekend when RBC hosted the Make Some Noise for Mental Health night. Back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Tyler. After seeing a different side of the world, a Kodiaks women's basketball player has settled into a new city. As Tyler Verloop reports, this player has an interesting background that includes an incredible experience.
Barwagon with this nice screen there. It's up, and there's a big shot there by Kai.
Dinaj Kai is a first-year shooting guard on the Kodiaks women's basketball team and is currently in her 3rd year of eligibility. Like many recruits, she comes from afar. However, her story is vastly different from most of her teammates. Kai started her collegiate basketball career at the College of Southern Idaho. She stayed for 1 season before joining the U.S. military, where she served for 3.5 years. Kai was stationed in Germany, where among other things, she was a paratrooper. Kai says her love of basketball led to her departure from the military.
Basketball is the only thing that could pull me away, actually. So, I didn't want to leave the military, but I just felt like I felt like I wasn't finished with basketball yet. So.
Kodiaks women's basketball head coach Deanna Simpson says Kai is the complete package as a player.
Everything you want in a player. I mean, she works her tail off in practice. She goes after it. She does everything you ask her to as a coach.
Simpson adds Kai's importance to the team can't just be measured on the court. Simpson says she recruited Kai for her qualities off the floor. The Kodiaks will have to do without Kai for the remainder of the season. She ended up finishing the season with 15 points per game. But she and Simpson are adamant that she will return next year. Tyler Verloop, eNEWS.
2 Southern Alberta ice arenas have been nominated for a makeover. The Logan Boulet Arena in North Lethbridge has been entered in the Kraft Hockeyville contest run by the National Hockey League. The winner receives $250,000 for renovations and the opportunity to host an NHL preseason game. The town of Tabor has thrown its rink into the running for the Kraft Hockeyville contest as well. So far, it's received over 100 votes online. Tabor Minor Hockey Treasurer Steve Strong says the opportunity to host an NHL game would be a huge attraction for young athletes in the community.
Small town, 8,500 people. It's a dream to have an NHL game here. This place would be packed. Kids will be around from everywhere.
Nominations close for the contest on February 9th. Young female athletes from around Southern Alberta gathered to learn about hockey. The event at the Lethbridge ATB Centre had a goalie session, a player session, and a coaching session for a variety of different age groups. Michael Cake has the story.
The 2020 Female Hockey Day featured instructors teaching young girls the fundamentals of the game, including skating, passing, stick handling, and shooting. Parents encouraged their kids as they were put through multiple drills aimed at developing skills. For instructor Stephen Pattison, he hopes his kids might play hockey in the future.
As a father myself, I have 2 young daughters. I don't know if they'll play hockey, but it's my hope that at some point in time they do.
Coach Pattison says he loves teaching girls how to play hockey. He adds there's usually only a couple of females in a group dominated by males during other development camps he's worked. Pattison praises the participation of the University of Lethbridge Pronghorns, represented here by head coach Doug Paisley, players Stephanie Gross, Rose Noonan, and Victoria Rankin. Pattison says he believes that having players from the Pronghorns helping in the community events like this is essential, as they're proof of what female players can become.
It's so important to get girls recruited, just to see, and especially having like us older girls to look up to. I think it's really important.
Gross adds it was a dream come true to join the university hockey team and to play hockey at a high level. She says it is cool to be able to earn a degree and play hockey at the same time. 140 kids signed up for Female Hockey Day this year. This is the 3rd year that Hockey Alberta has done the event, as the 2021 location is still to be determined. For eNEWS, I'm Michael Cake.
A fantastic event for female athletics. Kelsey, what do you think about the event?
I think it's really great that women are getting more recognition within the sport and definitely to have their skill set gained from a very young age.
It's really great getting to see all these young girls out on the ice. Well, that's all the time we have for eNEWS this week. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time.